Hello. Okay. Now we are going to deal with our English literature readers unit number 8, that is lesson Reach for the Top. This lesson is divided into two parts, where first part deals with Santosh Yadav and the second part deals with Maria Sharapova. So, we are going to learn about Santosh Yadav in the first video, and we'll deal with the second part in the second video. Before you read section, think for a while and make a list of 3 to 5 persons you idolize or admire very much for their achievements. Okay, your idols may be from any sphere of life like sports, medicines, media, or art and culture. So if you ask me, I don't have any 3 4 5 people, but my first idol is my father. I learned so many things from him. I have learned so many things from him, and I am still learning from him how to lead our life successfully and be satisfied all the time. And the second person is our respected PM, Mr. Narendra Modi. How he is leading our country to success, and how he has made India, he has made other countries to look at India as a developed country. So this thing has made or impressed me about our PM Narendra Modi. So these are the personalities in my life, from whom I learn a lot, and I will be learning a lot in my future as well. So Santosh Yadav, this is a kind of this lesson deals with such two personalities, Santosh Yadav and Maria Sharapova. Let us peep in Santosh's life. The only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing, and a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome. When her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man, giving her his blessing, assumed that she wanted a son. But to everyone's surprise, the unborn child's grandmother, who was standing close by, told him that they did not want a son. The holy man was also surprised. Nevertheless, he gave the requested blessing, and as destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. Santosh was born the sixth child in a family with five sons. Okay, so this is a initial story of Santosh Yadav. Santosh Yadav is the only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice. So two times she had scaled Mount Everest, and this is a record in her account, and that is why we know her very well. So Santosh was born in a family, or in a society where having a boy child is regarded a blessing from God, and having a girl child is not regarded as a curse. But still, more importance is given to the boys and less importance is given to the girls. But what happened when Santosh mother was expecting Santosh, when she was pregnant, when Santosh mother was pregnant at that time, when she and her mother-in-law, both of them were traveling by train. In the train there was a holy man, a saint like sadhu. Okay, he blessed Santosh mother that she would have a boy child in future. Okay, so Santosh grandmother, she said, no, we are not interested in having any boy baby now, we want a girl baby. And everyone was surprised to that, because in their society girl child is not much has many things great things related to the birth of the girl child. When the boy is born in their society, his birth is considered good domain, and good things are related to it. But to the surprise of the holy man, he was surprised because they both expected a girl child, and it happened so. And that is why her name was she was given a name Santosh, okay. And she had five elder brothers, okay. And she was the sixth child born in their family, that was a girl. And Santosh was born the sixth child in a family with five sons, a sister to five brothers. She was born in the small village of Joniawaz of Rewari district in Haryana. The girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. She began living life on her own terms from the start. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. Looking back, she says now, from the very beginning, I was quite determined that if I chose a correct and a rational path, the others around me had to change, not me. So this tells about Santosh, that how much she was determined from her childhood. So Santosh was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. Contentment means satisfaction, satisfied. But she was not satisfied at all. Being taken a birth in the society where girls should get matured, responsible at very early ages. They should wear only Indian dresses, and they should get married early. They should not get educated. In these surroundings, Santosh had her own terms. Okay, where other girls in the village, they were wearing Indian dresses, she started changing the outlook of the society by changing herself. She didn't accept the older customs and traditions in the society where she had taken a birth. She started wearing shorts, and she thought, now also, today also, when she look behind and she think of her past, she says, she still thinks, if she is correct, and whatever path she has chosen, that is rational, logical, okay, then why she should change? She should not change. Her society, her surroundings should change if she is right in her decisions. So this is Santosh Yadav. Santosh's parents were affluent landowners who could afford to send their children to the best schools, even to the country's capital, New Delhi, which was quite close by. But in line with the prevailing customs in the family, Santosh had to fight the system in her, had to make do with the village local school. So she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived. And the right moment came when she turned 16. At 16, most of the girls in her village used to get married. Santosh was also under pressure from her parents to do the same. What happened? Santosh belonged to affluent landowners family, means she belonged to a well-to-do family. Financially, the family was strong, and they could have sent their children to best schools in their village. If it was not there, they were able to send their children to best schools in New Delhi, which was close by their village, okay. But they didn't do so because prevailing the customs in the family, whatever the custom was there in the family, that the boy should get educated till this age, girls should get educated till this age, and then they should get married. Boys should get in the family business, girls should get married, and they should go to their own houses. And this is still there in the societies, and very few societies in India today. So Santosh belonged to this custom, this tradition, but she bravely opposed it. And she was the only girl in the village who challenged the society. And she challenged when she was of 16 years of age, okay. How other girls in the village, when they became 16 years of age, their families made them to marry to a person, either the person was aged or of her age, okay. And those girls have to go to their places. The same way, Santosh family also started pressurizing Santosh to get married. A marriage as early as that was the last thing on her mind. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get a proper education. She left home and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. When her parents refused to pay for her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part time to pay her school fees. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. So Santosh was very stubborn because she knew it that whatever she was doing, thinking and planning was correct for her future, and marriage was not the priority for her at that time. Her marriage was she kept marriage at the end. Further, the first thing for Santosh was to get properly educated, and for that she fought with her parents. She threatened her parents if she would not get a proper education, she would leave the house, and she would get or she would not marry at all in her life. So she left her house and she got enrolled herself in a school in Delhi. When her parents refused to pay her education fees, she no, very calmly and politely she told them, okay, if you are not ready to pay my school fees, I would work a part-time job and I'll earn money and I'll pay my fees. So don't worry about that. I don't need your help. So in that way, her parents were agreed. They agreed to pay her school fees. Wishing always to study a bit more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education, Santosh passed the high school examinations and went to Jaipur. So finally she passed her high school education. She went to Jaipur. She joined Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba Hostel. Santosh remembers Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravali Hills. I used to watch villagers from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. One day I decided to check it for myself, check it out myself. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. I asked if I could join them. To my pleasant surprise, they answered in the affirmative and motivated me to take to climbing. And from here, there was a twist in her life. What happened when she finished her high school education? She went to Jaipur, and there she started studying in Maharani College, and she got a room in Kasturba Hostel. And Kasturba Hostel was exactly located facing the Aravali Hills, and from the window of her hostel room, she used to observe some villagers climbing the Aravali Hills, and she was very curious. After some time, though, those villagers used to vanish. So where they were going and what they were doing, she was very curious about that. One day she went over there and she saw that few mountaineers were there. So she asked permission that whether she could join them or not. So they permitted and also motivated her to climb. Then there was no looking back for this determined young girl. She saved money and enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. My college semester in Jaipur was to end in April, but it ended on the 19th of May, and I was supposed to be in Uttarkashi on 21st. So I did not go back home. Instead, I headed straight for the training. I had to write a letter of apology to my father, without whose permission I had got myself enrolled at Uttarakashi. So what happened? I told you, this was a twist in her life where Ravli Hills, okay, and from there she had enrolled there she enrolled herself in the mountaineering course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, okay. Simultaneously she was studying also, and she was completing her training of mountaineering also. So her college semester in Jaipur was supposed to end in April, start in April, end in April, but it ended on the 19th of May. And she was supposed to be in Uttarkashi on the 21st for her training. Okay, so she did not go back home. Instead, she straight away went to Uttarkashi for the training, and she wrote a letter of apology to her father. Without his permission, she went over there and she enrolled herself at Uttarkashi. Thereafter, Santosh went on an expedition every year. Her climbing skills matured rapidly. Also, she developed a remarkable resistance to cold and the altitude. Equipped with well iron will, physical endurance, and amazing mental toughness, she proved herself repeatedly. The culmination of her hard work and the sincerity came in 1992, just 4 years after she had shyly asked the Aravali mountaineers if she could join them. At barely 20 years of age, Santosh Yadav scaled Mount Everest, becoming the youngest woman in the world to achieve the feat. If her climbing skills, physical fitness, and mental strength impressed, sorry impressed her seniors, her concern for others and desires to work together with them found her a special place in the hearts of fellow climbers. So this is Santosh Yadav. Santosh Yadav, after going to Uttarkashi and finishing her mountaineering training, every year she went on the expedition. Her climbing skills matured rapidly. She was good at climbing. What made her a good climber? What is that? So she was well equipped with her will, her desire to climb the mountain was like an iron, very strong and tough. Okay. Physical endurance, her physical readiness, she was physically ready to take any efforts to climb the mountains, and an amazing mental toughness. She proved herself repeatedly. The culmination of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992. Culmination means the consequences or the result of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992, just 4 years after, when she had shyly asked those Aravali mountaineers if she could join them. After 4 years, barely when she was 20 years of age, she became the youngest mountaineer, India's youngest mountaineer in the world to climb Mount Everest. If her climbing skills, physical fitness, and mental strength impressed her seniors, her concern for others and desire to work together with them found her a special place in the hearts of the fellow climbers. During the 1992 Everest mission, Santosh Yadav provided special care to a climber who lay dying at the South Col. She was. She was unfortunately unsuccessful in saving him. However, she managed to save another climber, Mohan Singh, who would have met with the same fate had she not shared her oxygen with him. So Santosh was not only concentrating on the climbing the mountains, the highest mountains, but also she was taking care of her fellow climbers. She managed. She was not able to save one of the fellow climbers, but she saved Mohan Singh by providing him the oxygen, and she saved his life. His life. Within 12 months, Santosh found herself a member of an Indo-Nepalese women's expedition that invited her to join them. She then scaled the Mount Everest a second time, thus setting a record as only woman to have scaled the Everest twice, and securing for herself and India a unique place in the annals of mountaineering. In recognition of her achievements, the Indian government bestowed upon her one of the nation's top honors, the Padma Shri. Why Santosh Yadav was awarded Padma Shri? The Padma Shri, because she was the only woman in the world who had climbed Mount Everest twice in her life. Describing her feelings when she was literally on top of the world, Santosh had said, "It took some time for the enormity of the moment to sink in. Then I unfurled the Indian tricolor and held it aloft on the roof of the world. The feeling is indescribable. The Indian flag was flying on top of the world. It was truly a spiritual moment. I felt proud as an Indian." So these are her words. Okay, she said this after climbing Mount Everest twice. So what is she describing over here? Her feelings when she climbed Mount Everest the second time. So it took some time for her to sink in the enormity of the moment, to realize, to sink into means to realize that really she had achieved which is impossible for others. Okay, then she unfurled Indian tricolor and held it aloft on the roof of the world. So Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world, we know this. So she was standing on the roof of the world, that is the top of the Mount Everest, and she was unfurling Indian tricolor over there. So proud moment for her, and also for the Indians like we are. Okay, so it was a proud moment for her. Also several environmentalist also sorry also a fervent environmentalist, Santosh collected and brought down 500 kilograms of garbage from the Himalayas. Fervent means having strong and sincere feelings. She is not only a successful mountaineer, but also she is a fervent environmentalist, means she is a sincere environmentalist, and she always take care of her environment by not polluting it. Whenever she had climbed Mount Everest, while coming back, she had collected near about 500 kgs of garbage from the Himalayas. She collected that garbage, and then only she came down. So this is Santosh Yadav. This is the story of Santosh Yadav, very inspiring, and we should follow her footsteps, not only in mountaineering, but you can achieve your dreams. Whatever extraordinary dreams you people are having, you should fight for that. If you are right on your terms and conditions, you can fight for that, and you can be successful as Santosh Yadav has become. So this is Santosh Yadav. Watch the video once again. Go through the lesson part 1. Underline the difficult words, and please write them in your notebook properly, and understand this part very nicely. Thank you.